Hi, I'm Vera. Today I'm going to tell you my story. But before I continue, please like, share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. Do you know what it's like to watch someone you once loved transform into a monster? I do. I watched my husband, Derek, change from a loving partner into a neglectful father who endangered our son's life. But I didn't just walk away. I made sure he faced every consequence of his actions. It started 3 years ago when our son Noah was just 4. Derek got promoted to regional sales manager, and suddenly his priorities shifted. I need to focus on work right now, Vera, he told me one night after missing Noah's preschool performance. This promotion is what's putting food on the table. Noah was asking where you were the whole time, I said, trying to keep my voice down so Noah wouldn't hear us arguing from his bedroom. He practiced his lines for weeks. Derek barely looked up from his laptop. He's 4, Vera. He won't even remember this when he's older. My job is what matters right now. I should have seen the warning signs then, but I wanted to be supportive. Derek's mother, Gail, noticed the change in him before I fully admitted it to myself. Has Derek been spending time with Noah lately? She asked during one of our weekly coffee dates. He's just busy with the new position, I said defensively. It'll calm down soon. Gail gave me a look I'll never forget. My son has always had ambition, Vera, but family comes first. Always. Don't let him forget that. But Derek did forget. The late nights at the office became overnight business trips. The weekend daddy-son time turned into Derek bringing work home. My photography business took a back seat as I became essentially a single parent. My best friend Tara tried to warn me too. This isn't healthy, V, she said while watching Noah play at the park. You're doing everything while Derek gets to build his career. It's temporary, I insisted, though the knot in my stomach told me otherwise. Is it? Tara raised an eyebrow. Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like Derek's checked out of being a dad. I wish I'd listened sooner. The real turning point came when Noah started kindergarten. I had a 3-day photography workshop in Chicago, my first professional opportunity in months. Derek promised he'd take care of Noah. You deserve this, babe, he said, actually looking up from his phone for once. I've got Noah covered. We'll have a guy's weekend. I called twice a day to check in. Each time, Derek assured me everything was fine. Noah had cereal for breakfast, he'd say, or, we went to the park today. Basic stuff that I shouldn't have had to worry about, but still felt the need to confirm. When I got home Sunday evening, I knew something was wrong immediately. The house was spotless. Too spotless, like no one had been living there. And Noah? My baby looked pale and tired. Mommy. He ran to me and clung to my legs. I missed you so much. I missed you too, buddy, I said, picking him up. He felt lighter. Did you have fun with Daddy? Noah looked down. Daddy was working. I watched TV. Derek emerged from his home office. Hey, you're back. How was the workshop? It was fine, I said, still holding Noah. What did you guys eat while I was gone? I didn't leave that much prepared food. Derek shrugged. We ordered pizza one night. Noah had some snacks. After putting Noah to bed that night, I checked the trash. Empty. The refrigerator still full of the food I'd left. The pantry, untouched except for a single cereal box. When I confronted Derek, he acted like I was overreacting. He ate, Vera. Maybe not on some perfect schedule, but he's fine. Did he eat dinner every night? Derek hesitated just long enough. I had meetings. I ordered food. For yourself? Or for both of you? Look, I forgot once or twice. He had snacks. Kids are resilient. I was furious. Snacks aren't meals, Derek. He's 5 years old. He can't feed himself. Lower your voice, Derek hissed. You'll wake him up. Oh, now you're concerned about him? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You left our son to fend for himself while you worked? I checked on him, Derek said defensively. I was in the house the whole time. Being in the house isn't the same as parenting. Did you give him a bath? Did you make sure he brushed his teeth? Did you read him a bedtime story? The blank look on Derek's face told me everything. The next morning, I took Noah to his pediatrician, Dr. Chen. She confirmed what I feared. Noah was slightly dehydrated and had lost weight. Has there been a change in Noah's eating habits? Dr. Chen asked. With Noah distracted by a book in the corner, I quietly explained what had happened. Dr. Chen's face darkened. Vera, that's child neglect. I'm required by law to report this. I didn't know, I whispered, tears welling up. I trusted him. This isn't your fault. Dr. Chen said firmly, but we need to document this. When Derek found out about the doctor's report, he exploded. You're trying to ruin me, he shouted after Noah was asleep. My career will be over if this gets out. Your career? I couldn't believe my ears. What about your son, the son you neglected? The son who went hungry because daddy was too busy with work? I didn't. Don't you dare say you didn't neglect him. I cut him off. Dr. Chen has the weight measurements. Noah told her he was hungry and you told him to wait until mommy came home. Derek's face paled. He said that? Yes, Derek. Our 5-year-old son told his doctor that daddy was too busy to feed him. How does that make you feel? He didn't answer. Instead, he grabbed his keys and left. He didn't come home that night. The next day, I called my friend Tara, who's a family law attorney. This is serious, Vera, she said, after I explained everything. You need to protect Noah. What should I do? Document everything. Start a journal of Derek's parenting, or lack thereof. We need to establish a pattern. I don't want to trap him, I said, surprising myself by the hint of loyalty I still felt. This isn't about trapping him, Tara said firmly. This is about protecting Noah. If Derek neglected him once, he'll do it again. She was right. Over the next month, I documented everything. Derek missing dinner times, forgetting to pick Noah up from school, canceling plans with him at the last minute. I also asked Noah's teacher, Miss Patterson, to note any changes in his behavior. Noah seems anxious on Mondays, Miss Patterson told me during our conference. He asked me last week if we have lunch at school every day. When I said yes, he looked relieved. My heart broke all over again. Things came to a head when Derek's mother, Gail, came for a visit. I hadn't told her about what happened yet. Where's my grandson? She asked, looking around our too quiet house. Napping, I said. He had a rough morning. And my son? Working, as usual. Gail studied my face. What's wrong, Vera? And don't tell me nothing. So I told her everything. By the end, she was livid. That boy, she said, shaking with anger. That is not how his father and I raised him. I don't know what to do, Gail, I admitted. I'm afraid of what will happen if I leave. You mean you're afraid Derek will get partial custody? I nodded, unable to speak past the lump in my throat. Then we make sure he doesn't, Gail said with a determination that reminded me of where Derek got his ambition. But unlike her son, Gail's priorities were straight. When Derek finally came home that evening, he found his mother waiting. Mom, what are you doing here? He looked between us nervously. Sit down, Derek, Gail said in a tone that brooked no argument. I have work. Sit down now. He sat. Vera has told me what happened with Noah, she said calmly. Is it true? She's exaggerating, Derek said immediately. I was busy, but Noah was fine. Fine? I couldn't help interrupting. He lost weight. He was dehydrated. Dr. Chen's report says otherwise, Gail added. I've seen it. Derek's face flushed. You're both ganging up on me. I made a mistake, okay? I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't cut it, I said. Noah is 5 years old. He depends on us. You betrayed that trust. What do you want from me? Derek snapped. I said I'm sorry. I want a divorce, I said, the words leaving my mouth before I even realized I'd decided. And full custody of Noah. Derek laughed, actually laughed. You won't get it. I'm his father. I have rights. Rights you forfeited when you neglected our son, Gail said coldly. I love you, Derek, but I will testify against you if needed. Noah deserves better. The look of betrayal on Derek's face almost made me feel sorry for him. Almost. The divorce proceedings were ugly. Derek hired an expensive attorney, Marcus Bell, who tried to paint me as a vindictive wife trying to punish Derek for his success. Mrs. Harmon, Marcus said during my deposition, isn't it true that you resented your husband's promotion? No, I said firmly. I supported Derek's career. What I resented was him abandoning his responsibilities as a father. But you left your son with his father while you attended a workshop. Isn't that abandoning your responsibilities? I left my son with his father, who I trusted to care for him. There's a difference between going to a professional development event and neglecting a child. Derek's strategy became clear. Deny everything and claim I was exaggerating to get back at him. He even tried to get his mother to recant her support of me. Mom, please, I overheard him begging on the phone. This will ruin my life. You should have thought about that before you let my grandson go hungry, was Gail's only response before hanging up. The judge assigned to our case, Judge Morales, initially seemed neutral, but skeptical of my claims. That changed during the hearing when Noah's pediatrician testified. In my professional opinion, Dr. Chen stated clearly, Noah showed signs of neglect consistent with irregular feeding and inadequate supervision. But children often go through phases of picky eating, Marcus countered. Couldn't this weight loss be attributed to that? Noah didn't display signs of picky eating, Dr. Chen replied. He displayed signs of not being fed regularly. There's a medical distinction. Still, I could tell Judge Morales wasn't fully convinced. Derek was charming in court, apologetic about his one-time lapse in judgment while emphasizing his role as provider. Then came the day that changed everything, the day I let the judge hear every detail of Derek's neglect. My attorney, Tara, called Noah's kindergarten teacher to testify. Miss Patterson, did Noah ever say anything concerning about his home life? Tara asked. Objection, Marcus stood up. Hearsay. Your Honor, Tara argued. This falls under the state of mind exception. The child's statements indicate his emotional state. I'll allow it, Judge Morales said. Please answer, Miss Patterson. Noah told me that sometimes he gets really hungry at home because Daddy is too busy to make dinner, Miss Patterson said quietly. He asked if we could send extra snacks home because Mommy isn't always there to make food. I saw Derek sink lower in his seat. Did Noah mention anything else? Tara pressed. Yes. After the weekend in question, Noah told me he tried to make cereal but couldn't reach the milk, so he ate it dry. He said he was really, really thirsty, but Daddy said he was on an important call and to wait. Judge Morales looked directly at Derek, whose face had gone pale. Your Honor, Marcus tried to interject. These are the perceptions of a 5-year-old child. They may not accurately reflect. I'd like to introduce evidence item 17, Tara interrupted, passing folders to the judge and opposing counsel. These are text messages between the defendant and his colleague during the weekend in question. Derek looked panicked as Judge Morales reviewed the messages. Mr. Harmon, the judge said slowly, these messages indicate you were planning a golf outing while your wife was away. You told your colleague, and I quote, "Kid's fine with some cereal and TV. I need this break." The courtroom went silent. Derek's attorney looked blindsided. Where did you get these? Derek hissed at me. Your mother, I whispered back. You left your tablet logged in at her house. Next, Tara called Gail to the stand. Derek looked betrayed as his own mother testified against him. Mrs. Harmon, the elder Mrs. Harmon, Tara clarified. What did your son tell you about the weekend he cared for Noah? He told me it was fine, Gail said firmly. But when I asked Noah directly, he said he was hungry a lot and Daddy was always working. Did you confront your son about this? Yes. At first, he denied it. Then he said, Mom, you don't understand the pressure I'm under. Noah is fine. Kids are resilient. How did that make you feel? Gail looked directly at her son. Ashamed. I raised him better than that. By the end of the hearing, there wasn't a person in that courtroom who didn't understand exactly what kind of father Derek was. Judge Morales didn't even need to deliberate for long. Based on the evidence presented, I am granting full custody to Vera Harmon. Mr. Harmon will have supervised visitation only, pending completion of parenting classes and counseling. Derek looked stunned. Your Honor, please. Mr. Harmon? Judge Morales cut him off. The evidence shows a pattern of neglect and a disturbing prioritization of your convenience over your child's basic needs. Consider yourself lucky that criminal charges weren't pursued. After the hearing, Derek tried to approach me. Vera, you've ruined everything, he said, his voice breaking. My reputation, my relationship with Noah, all because of one bad weekend. No, Derek, I said calmly. You ruined everything when you decided your golf game was more important than feeding your son. I just made sure everyone knew the truth. I can change, he pleaded. I'll be better, I promise. Save it for your parenting classes, I told him, walking away. It's been a year since that day in court. Noah is thriving now, back to a healthy weight and doing well in school. Derek completed his parenting classes and has supervised visits twice a month. He's trying, I'll give him that much, but the trust is gone. My photography business is booming. Turns out divorce gave me plenty of material for a powerful exhibit on family dynamics. Gail is still in our lives, a doting grandmother who comes over for Sunday dinners. As for Derek, his company transferred him to a smaller office with fewer responsibilities after the custody case made local headlines. Last I heard, he's dating his administrative assistant and complaining about child support payments. Sometimes I wonder if I was too harsh, letting the judge hear every painful detail. Then I remember Noah's face when I came home that Sunday. Pale, tired, and so relieved to see me. And I know I did the right thing. When you love someone, truly love them, you protect them at all costs. Even if it means destroying the life you thought you would have. Even if it means standing up against someone you once loved. Because in the end, the only thing that matters is doing what's right for those who depend on you. So let me ask you this. If someone you trusted hurt someone you love, how far would you go to make sure justice was served? Would you give them a second chance? Or would you make sure they faced the consequences of their actions? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.